This week we were at Andrew Jackson State Park. I've never really stayed here at the park before. I have seen the park, but I didn't realize how small it was. I just assumed it would be bigger, but I guess it's just the childhood home of Andrew Jackson, the 7th president. Today I'm going to go over the campground that we're staying in and some of the cool things that I've learned while being here. And we'll do a quick little tour of the state park and some of the pros about this park. And we'll go check out the museum. This is spot number 11 that we are at this week. So as you can see, it's not very big. It has a picnic table on the side and the fire pit is right there. And then we have our tent on the concrete and our car. We have a tent, we don't have an RV. So if you had an RV, you would have it parked right there. But our tent's on the concrete because the picnic table is on the dirt, which is right next to the fire. We probably could have moved it around, but we didn't because the fire's right there. So one of the benefits of this campground is all the spots have power and water. So we've been able to cook different things this week that we don't normally make because we brought a flat top and we could plug it in. So we've kind of are making it an easy camping trip this week because we've already done a bunch this summer. So that's a nice part about this campground. And then the bathroom is right in the middle. So any of the spots you're at, you are within 30 seconds of walking to the bathroom. So I've actually really enjoyed this weekend. It's a small park, a little quieter and calmer than I was expecting. So now we're gonna go tour some of the park. There's a museum and there's a schoolhouse and there's a statue of Andrew Jackson and a few other things. So let's go check those out. So the museum is pretty cool. It has a bunch of artifacts. There's a bust of Andrew Jackson. There's a little video you can watch where it talks about him and his autobiography, which was very fascinating. And then over here we had a bunch of uniforms. There's a Prince of Wales American Regiment Grenadier uniform, a Carolina Backcountry Militia uniform, or more clothing I guess, a Virginia Continental Infantry uniform, and a British Legion Dragoon uniform. So this was very interesting to see all the different uniforms, and then the scar on the top of Andrew Jackson's head. Here they had a replica of a small school that Andrew Jackson would have studied in as a child. Elizabeth Hutchinson Jackson, mother of Andrew Jackson, 7th President of the United States, was born 1737 in Carrickfergus County, Antrim, Ireland. I was born in South Carolina, as I have been told, at the plantation where James Crawford lived, about 1 mile from the Carolina Road. This stone stands upon the plantation where James Crawford lived, near the site of the dwelling house, according to the Mills map of 1820. Giant amphitheater. Alright, we're by this cool little replica cabin at Andrew Jackson State Park, and what do you like about this park?
I like that there's like a museum here. We're at the cabin at the museum, but it's not just like one museum. The whole property is a museum, which is my favorite part. Yeah. So you can just walk around it and read all the fun facts about where Andrew Jackson was.
What did we do yesterday?
We went kind of like boating.
Yeah. So
you can boat down this river. It's not that far, but you can boat down the river. It's very fun, and the largest lily, or spider lilies in the world, or it has the largest collection of spider lilies in the world.
Yes, you got to see all the spider lilies.
Yeah.
Or some sort of spider lily plant. There's also a nice little lake right here, which is right next to us. You can fish if you have a license. The camp host is really helpful. He came around and he talked to everybody and gave us a lot of information about where we could get groceries. There's a Walmart and places not far away. I did notice a sign that said that they deliver firewood twice a day and you buy it up at the museum. I've never really seen that at a state park, which is really cool. Sometimes at like a private park you'll see something like that, but a state park, that's different. I have noticed that most of the campers are RVs or trailers or something like that, and there's not as many tents, maybe 3 or 4 out of the 20 some spots there are, which is fine. I just, they're all mostly in the middle, so there's not as many tent campers at this spot, maybe because there's not great spots to put a tent because you're sleeping on concrete. So here's the campsite. As you can see, it's a loop. It goes 1, 2, and they go around right here, and there's a few on the inside. So let's walk around the loop real quick and see what they look like. So here's number 3, picnic table with a raised spot and a lantern and water and power. And we'll come around to number 5, which is on the inside right here, with a picnic table on the inside loop. Right there, picnic table, power, water. Here we have number 4, kind of back by itself again. There is a picnic table and a fire pit. So if you have a RV, you'd be on this side. These are mostly set up for RVs, but there's quite a few big area back here. There'd be a spot on that side, but there's a nice round area with picnic table and a lantern. So we'll come out here. There's number 6. There's people there, so we'll leave them alone. But they've got power spot. Here's number 7. Comes back in here. You've got power and water on the right side walking in, and a fire pit and lantern and picnic table on this side. There's a little bit of a hill right here. And the next door is number 8. And here you have number 8. Walks back. It's got a little bit more of a picnic table by itself, and then a fire pit down here on the bottom. Kind of a ledge drop off right here, as you can see, kind of built in. But we got a fire pit, power and water on the right side again. Pretty flat. Number 9. It's actually pretty private too. There's someone there, but it goes out towards the woods. You're kind of free for number 9. Number 10's a drive pull through. All right, here we have campsite 11 this week at Andrew Jackson State Park. As you can see, there's pavement, which we parked on. So if you had an RV, you would just park on there. But because we had a tent, we're going to sleep on the pavement. So if you have a tent, you might want pads or something, because you're going to be sleeping where it's hard. You could probably have it right here, but the fire pit's right there on the side, so it takes up some of the room and you don't want to be too close. And with the picnic table and a lantern holder right here, it worked out really well. It's a nice spot. There's trees right here. There's some room maybe for some hammocks right over here. We have a fire pit, and as you see, there's electricity and there's water right here, and it's right on this side. And then we have the tent and everything parked on the pavement and the sidewalk. It's not a huge spot, but you're definitely pretty private. There's nobody on this side because there's some woods right here. There's some people right there, not a big deal. But that's kind of far enough away, so they're not very crowded, but it's a small park, not very full. And then here's spot number 11. And here we have campsite number 12. Concrete, picnic table, fire pit, and woods behind you. So lots of extra room. There's not too many people over there. And power and water, not too much over there. You got plenty of room. The bathroom right over there. All right, here we have spot 14. As you can see, it comes down. There's like a field behind it, so if you've got kids or people that want to run around, you got lots of room back here down to the lake. Got a picnic table, fire ring, and a lantern holder, and a little square of dirt for all of that, and then power and electricity on the side. So you've got everything you need. The bathroom is right here, and you come up, and that's number 14. 15 is a pull through. It's pretty out in the open, but there's water, picnic table, but you're real close in the middle to all these people right here. But you have a lantern, you're real close to whatever spot that is right there. But there's a pull through for number 15. 16, you have a view of the lake right there. So 16 is really nice. It's really flat, lots of trees. And you have a view that goes this way with a picnic table and a bench down at the lake right there. So this spot has pretty cool. 17 comes out over the lake. Backs right up. It's a great view of the lake. and a fire pit. There's the lake right there. Power and water on the side. And campfire and picnic table on the left side. But you have a great view of the water. So thanks for joining us this week, and next week we'll go check out another campground.